Okay, let me see if I can help with this Buffout log a little bit. I am I am definitely not an expert on this, but I'll kind of take a look at it and see what I might think would be causing the issue. Okay, so when you take a look at your log, do you notice up here where it says exception violation, right? And then it's got tried to write to memory address 4E. That is, 4E is a very, very low number. It's less than 255. The decimal value is less than 255. And there's no way that on a Windows system, now if you're going back to like the older systems, if you're going back to single-use systems like computer systems years ago, then accessing lower memory is used for certain very specific things. In Windows, whatever you're using now, though that area of memory is really allocated for the system, so it's kind of a no-touch. So if you look at these other addresses, see, that looks like more of a normal address. That's up in memory. This is an offset into whatever this, right, wherever this is loaded. If this is loaded at this address, then this is an offset into that address. It looks like it's a register. It's what they call, I believe I'm not mistaken, they call it indirect addressing. So to help you understand how to read this, or at least the way that I'm reading it, I hope I'm not misleading you, but this is what I do for myself. So this is a register, and you're adding 4E to it. So anytime you see where you're adding a value to a register, right? This is just a register in the CPU itself. It's where you load data to modify it, do conditional checks, things like that. You can see where it's the exact same number. So that means that whatever's in this register is 0. It should not be 0. So minus this 4E means this is a null reference. Something is null. So either it's missing a data structure or something. Something isn't loaded that it needs. So something is being referenced that for some reason isn't loaded or wasn't initialized by the game engine or something. Okay, so we can skip past all of this, these different things. It is possible that some of these do affect the code, but with a null reference, I'm kind of iffy about it. All right, but it is possible, so you don't want to rule that out. So what you want to do is you want to look here at the stack, probable call stack, and the call stack is in it's called LIFO, last in first out, and it's kind of like a bookmark. So whenever you're jumping around in your code, it bookmarks where you came from, where the call came from, so once whatever was called finishes, it can return back to the bookmark and continue processing. Think of it like 1, 2, 3, 4 goes to A, B, C, and then once you did 1, 2, 3, 4, the next one should be 5, but it skipped over to A, B, C, D. Now when that's done, it goes back, looks at the stack, pops off the stack, what it last did, and says, oh, I just did 4, so my next thing is 5, and that's how it picks up where it left off. It looks like this is the last thing that happened on the stack, and if you take a look, that's the last thing that happened. So this is the last call that was made. See, there's your 1515, which is up here at the very top. See, this is probably what he did, is he probably pulled this off the last call of the stack, and that's what he put up here. So I can't say these are two different. These are two. I can't tell because I didn't write this. I can't look at this and just say, okay, it's the same variable, it's the same thing, but I can't look at it and say these are two different occurrences of the same variable. It could simply be the same occurrence that he's just put twice in the report. If you look at the registers, this is what the registers show. Okay, so when you start looking at register 15 here is what I'm assuming they're looking at. So this comes from, I'm assuming, Power Needle. I'm not sure what this is. But another thing we can take a look at, or how I would look at it, and I'm learning too, so this is just how I'm kind of analyzing this with really no information other than just things I did years ago. This usually means it's a mesh. I think anytime you see, this is like this belongs to a mesh. So an alpha property might be it's like a transparency property that might relate to a materials file, a BGSM file. And then a property shader that's trying to probably take the alpha value, the alpha channel, or the alpha property, the alpha values, and perhaps make it transparent. That's what I'm thinking here. Power needle, I'm assuming, and see tri-shape, I'm assuming that's going to come from a mesh. Power needle, ninode should be from a mesh. Anything like, I'm assuming things prefixed with NI is from a mesh. And that's a lot of linked lists of XYZ points and a lot of different things that has branches of trees that contains the structure of an object that you're trying to render. So imagine if you have just a bunch of XYZ points, right? So you have a starting XYZ point, you go to this XYZ, and you connect them all, and you got this nice 3D shape that exists in 3D space. And then if you change some of the XYZ, key rotational positions, then that gives the delta change for all the points, and what you see is an object rotating, like a 3D object rotating in space. But what if you want to add attach points? Like, what if you need to add a place to attach your gloves, your hat, your clothing, a backpack, weapon? So you have to have different trees, different lists that manage different things. And if for some reason some part of that list is broken or an object is missing, it references something in that list that when it looks up that data, there's nothing there. Then apparently the engine doesn't really say, okay, something should be here, it's not, so let me throw up a purple triangle or something. It literally just says, okay, I'm going to use whatever data is there, data should be good, and it crashes. So I'm looking, I think, I'm just guessing, but this looks like power needle might be the root of the cause of the problem. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a mod you can remove or disable just to see if you can get past it. But it looks like it's trying to do something with that power needle. I'm assuming power needle is like a needler gun, like a needler weapon or something. Base mover, I'm not sure. But like I say, see what's got interface root. So shadow scene node. I've had this happen to me occasionally when I'm in Diamond City. This was a while back. And I believe the previs was broken. Well, my previs was broken, and that definitely caused an issue. So I don't know if it's a previs issue at this point, or it's just basically related to this. This shows this being the last thing on the stack before it went south. So I'm assuming that that's what this is. And I'm guessing that if it's, like I say, a tri-shape to me would be a mesh. But a shader property to me would be something in a material file. So maybe it's missing a material file, or it's got an incorrect reference in a material file. I'm not sure. The way I would test this, if this is something you added recently, I'm assuming it's not, but I would try to figure out where this thing is. And I would try to find out what that is and see if that is something you can disable in your load order without completely south-ending your game save, and just give it a take a look at it and give it a try. But that's what I think. That's just by looking at that. Like I said, I'm still learning too, so I hope that helps some. I know it's not a specific cause of the problem, but there's a lot going on under the hood, so sometimes it could be related to specific things, other times not. But that is a null reference. It is a null reference. And register 15, if I'm reading this correctly, register 15 would be down here, and there is 0. So it looks like if that's the data value that he's showing in the register, that's showing 0. So, and that might be where it's coming from. So good luck with that. I hope this helps, and just post back if you have any problems. I'm usually in and out. I kind of do different things during the day, so it's kind of hard to kind of just monitor this. But like I say, good luck with it, and just post back if you have any more problems.